Today is a special day for HuntLeague. We are announcing the winner of the 2023-2024 Apex Predator League in this video. This is our second year running this league inside the HuntLeague app alongside some incredible partners. For context, this league runs for 1 year, beginning April 1st and ending March 31st. So that means there's a season active right now. And it includes all of your primary predators, such as coyote, bear, mountain lion, fox, and even alligators, plus a few other species like skunks, raccoons, badgers, and wild pigs. The winner of this league is walking away with an incredible prize package. That includes a brand new pursuit rifle from Stag Arms, paired with an Aero Precision Lahar suppressor and topped off with Arken Optics brand new Zulus 5-20 digital day and night scope. It also includes some other great gear from amazing companies and the individuals behind those companies that are here to support you. Now, before we dive into the specifics of the Apex Predator League, I just wanted to take a quick moment to talk about the HuntLeague app and community. First off, HuntLeague is a mobile app that works as a digital hunting journal. It logs all of the work that goes into a season, from your days at the gym to shooting at the range, to preseason scouting to the actual hunts in the field. There are daily challenge checkboxes for invest, train, and shoot, along with detailed hunt logs that capture the date, the species, time of day, pictures, video, audio, and notes, along with GPS coordinates that work within the app in our offline maps. The platform was designed to capture more than just your success story. It's the story of your season, with all of the ups and the downs and the mistakes and the lessons learned along the way. Your story is important, flaws and all. We live in a world filled with social media highlights and filters. HuntLeague is meant to capture the real and authentic story, the hard work, the mistakes, the unsuccessful days, along with the days where everything finally comes together. Is it a competition? Yes. With every activity log, you rank up on the HuntLeague leaderboard. You can see where you rank on a given day, a month, or a year for a specific species or method of take. Compete with yourself and against others and see how your season stacks up. Now, does the leaderboard decide the winner? No. We know that any leaderboard associated with hunting is flawed from the beginning. We don't actually care about the size, the score, or the number of animals harvested. We care about your story. What made this year special? Our leagues offer an even playing field where you can have professional hunters that spend 100+ days in the field competing alongside the blue-collar weekend warrior that can only make it out a few weekends during a season, but they made the most of it. So how do you compete? Well, the first step is simply downloading the HuntLeague app. Create your account, and then go to the leagues page where you can find leagues such as the Outdoorsman of the Year, the Apex Predator, the Western Hunter, Spring Turkey, Sweet September, the Wild Food League, or the new league from Hunt Hike Harvest that helps physically prepare you for the rigors of backcountry hunting. Most of the leagues are free to join, but you may need to purchase the League Pass subscription to unlock and add past experience for all your species, to be able to add buddies, to create hunting parties, to share logs, and it does a whole lot more. The League Pass is super affordable, and it is currently only $15 a year. So jump in, join some of the leagues that sound fun to you, or reach out to us about creating your own private league for just you and your group of hunting buddies. Now, once you're in a league, you simply log the daily challenges, activities in the field, share stories, and you connect with other people in the league that share your passion. At the end of a season, HuntLeague sends out a short application that league participants can fill out if they want a shot at the title. Applications go through a selection and qualifying process where finalists are then selected and brought before a panel of judges made up of some of the sponsor companies that are supporting that specific league. Now, rather than continuing to explain this process, let's just dive into it and introduce you to our judges panel and finalists for the 2023-2024 Apex Predator League. But we have invited a judges panel made up of people from Stag Arms, Alps Outdoors, and Arkin Optics. Those are our judges. Let's get started as I introduce you to Chad Torres from Stag Arms.
Really excited to be here and represent Stag. Quick intro, Chad Torres, one of competitive shooters for Stag Arms. Get out and do some hunting as well, and actually a HuntLeague member myself. So
come on now,
love that.
Three-gun Chad, it's right there because you're a three-gun competitor.
You got it. But really here today to talk about the Stag Pursuit line of rifles, which represents a gas gun AR platform as well as the new launched bolt gun series. Make sure you're checking them out, along with even the lever gun we just launched at SHOT Show.
Up next, we have Todd from Alps Outdoors.
Really excited to be part of it. But yeah, out of Missouri, we're in the heart of turkey season right now. So we've been running and gunning with that and having a lot of fun taking my kiddos out. And my daughter got her first turkey this year. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, I'm with Alps Outdoors, and we make everything from Western packs to turkey vests and hunting whitetail packs and all that. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was our Enforcer Predator vest, which has that adjustable kickstand to lean back in and sit, so you don't necessarily have to be against a tree. Has the swivel feet to prevent sinking, and it's got that very comfortable memory foam seat, plus a large pocket for hold all your calls. So everything you need for that predator hunt, hopefully makes you a little bit more comfortable, more successful. So,
all right, our last judge, Mr. Josh Greer from Arkin Optics.
Hey guys, this is Josh with Arkin. Just wanted to introduce myself. Been with Arkin for almost 5 years now. This is our second year in the second season with the HuntLeague Apex Predator. And just excited to be involved.
All right, this is the Apex Predator League. I want to introduce you guys to our finalists. We have Raymond Behrens from Washington, and right next door, we have Joshua Katanik from the great state of Idaho. Congratulations to both of you guys this year on making it to the finals. At the end of the night, our judges are going to select one of you to be the champion of the Apex Predator League. Without further ado, your interview with the panel begins now.
Hey, Ray. As hunters, we're always trying to learn from both our failures and our successes. Specifically, when it comes to predator hunting, what are some of the lessons you learned in the field this year?
I've missed a couple bears because I was so excited, and I would try to get set up, and instead of waiting for the best shot, I would just punch it.
What were other particular challenges that you had during this season?
Well, I was on this big learning curve with bears. I really had to do a lot of research, locating areas, actually approaching farmers and finding which type of farmers liked you going on their property for coyotes, and other ones that didn't. Like grain farmers, they didn't like coyote hunters, and cow farmers did. So I had to really get to know my community that way.
Raymond, this is Josh. It's nice to meet you. This is a question I always ask myself at the end of every season, is what was one thing that you could possibly change to have better outcomes?
Some of those earlier hunts, I got that new rifle and new scope, and I sighted in, within a day, and I went out and I wasn't comfortable with it. So when I finally punched out 450-yard shot, there was a lot of shots after that I didn't take because I wasn't confident in my skills. So I went and got a hold of a guy at a range, and they have a long range course. That would have flipped my season over completely.
Can you tell me a little bit about the experience of putting on an event and kind of some of the challenges and benefits you saw through that?
Through that, I met a lot of people that were not aware of the coyote problem we were having. I grew up here hunting deer, and it was nice, but the last 10 years, it's very depreciated. So I was trying to educate them on the impact that the coyotes have on the fawns. And a lot of the farmers jumped on board, gave us permissions. So when the contestants came in, I had little spots pinged on the map for them.
Yeah, I was really interested in learning and hearing more about your derby, and I kind of reading a little bit about you. You really talked a lot about the conservation and the benefits of predator hunting. So I was kind of curious when you're putting that derby on, how did you handle the folks that were anti-predator hunting? What advice could you give to other hunters to interact with those that might look at it in a negative view?
I didn't have any direct impact or from people that didn't agree with it. I thought I was going to pull up these research studies in the Midwest where they don't have coyote hunting and look at their deer populations. They're dwindling, and some places where they have little studies where they trap all the coyotes, then the deer population booms. Best thing to do there is let them know that you're helping the other critters they like to look at.
What do you think is the most important factor that's been able to allow you to be successful?
Tried not to make too much scent while I'm walking into places. So I really utilize the maps to take coulees up to edge of fields, and I don't expose any scent. A lot of practice on the calling, and so I'm not saying random things and the coyotes just turn around. I'm learning how to bring them in after they hang up 300 or 400 yards. That coyote derby was pretty cool, with collective of all of us and all the teams from around the community, and we took about 70 something coyotes off the street. There are some people that didn't show up because they didn't think they were going to win, but they emailed me their tallies anyways. But yeah, I think we helped quite a bit with that whole area, and our deer population is probably going to benefit from it soon.
All right, Ray, we're down to the border on this time limit. But how important do you think it is as a hunter to be able to get educated and be able to be vocal with the non-hunting community about what we do and why we do it and how it benefits the whole ecosystem itself?
Yeah, that's what I would like to get involved with a little more. I was trying to tell my son that the next generation is going to have less opportunities than we do right now. So getting involved with the fishing game is a very big deal. They're advocates for predator hunting, and the board members are made up of non-hunters here in Washington and Idaho. I don't think people realize how impactful predators are on other species.
Good answer, man. Appreciate your time.
Ray, I'm interested in that coyote derby next year.
I'm ready to introduce you to the judges. I'm going to let them take it away.
Hey, Josh.
Hey, Josh.
Nice to meet you. Chad from Stag here. Just wanted to jump right in with some of the questions. As hunters, we're always trying to learn from both our failures and successes, specifically with your predator season. What were some of the lessons that you learned?
To always be prepared. If you hike into an area and you're finding fresh sign, it's time to get that rifle off your back. It's time to start hunting with the wind at your face and with earplugs close in mind, because you never know when that opportunity is going to arise. With both my spring bear and my spring wolf, it was split-second opportunities to make it happen. And fortunately, from all of my past experience, I was able to do that. So, and a little bit of luck, of course, too.
Hey, Josh, it's Todd with Alps, man. Nice to meet you. I was curious what was different from this year, from the years past, and anything that you changed this year to be more successful. And
this year, I really put an emphasis on finding the high density food source. In Idaho, we can hunt in units that allow baiting or dogs, and I come originally from a state of Washington where we couldn't use bait or dogs, so I was more used to acquiring the food source on the land. And up in Unit 1 here in Idaho, that is the case. We're not allowed to bait due to the fact that we've got grizzly bears up here. And so I went to where the best food source was. So that first day when I got in, I went to a lower elevation spot that I had in mind, and sure enough, that food source had already been fed over by bears. I was finding scat in there that looked to be at least a week, maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks old. So I knew I had to go higher and chase that snow line. So that very next morning, that's exactly what we did. And over the next 7 days, we had 10 bear sightings. So that's my primary focus is spring bear. Typically, I've got another week coming up here for this May. And then I kind of carry around the wolf tags in my pocket just as the opportunity arises. But I'm looking forward to more wolf opportunities in the future.
So, first off, Josh, you got a killer name. Second, you're wearing a Murph Challenge shirt, which I support like 1,000%. So you got my vote. Game over. So we can end the interview
Uh-oh.
right now. No, but so what would be one major contributing factor that you can claim was the majority factor of you being or having a successful year?
Time in the field. I always try and at least make my hunts a 5-day hunt. You know, that weekend warrior stuff can really pay off if that's all you got to offer, or even those after work hunts. You never know when you're going to get lucky or the Lord's going to be on your side that day. But for me personally, I have my most opportunities when I'm able to target a species multiple days in a row, and really dedicate that time, spending it from sunup to sundown. You know, walking in the dark and walking out in the dark is really key for me. Bringing everything that you need to be comfortable to be able to put that time in is really important. So it's not uncommon for me to have a spike camp on my back just in case. You know, we shot that wolf in a pretty deep hole, and radioed my brother-in-law who was down hunting with us from Alaska. And he's had time keeping out wolves up there in Alaska because he traps them up there. But for him to come down into that hole and take a peek at me and my buddy Marco down in there and be like, "You got to be kidding me."
You mentioned you got your buddy on his first mountain lion or cougar, which is kind of like your outreach, right? What other types of activities besides that specific story do you do to help grow the community?
Well, I belong to, Foundation for Wildlife Management, which they are a reimbursement program for the management of wolves. I belong to Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Pheasants Forever, but those are just where I donate my extra cash flow. I'd say my time is more donated in bringing other hunters or new hunters into the field.
No, that was a great answer. It's awesome to hear kind of like how open you're willing to be to kind of get some guys started and be successful as well. So to kind of keep going with that, talking about new hunters, what advice do you have for any hunters that are new to predator hunting?
It's always a good idea to get out there with somebody who knows what they're doing, but just getting out there and making those mistakes, getting out there, and it might take 3 seasons for you to actually find the target species you're going after, but going out there and making those mistakes and making those mental notes or jotting down those journal notes or anything like that you can reference back on and improve for next season is going to pay off eventually. That's exactly what my entire hunting career is just time in the field. It's almost like a massive leap forward if they can find somebody willing to take them out. And that's why I enjoy taking out new hunters, is because I can usually help them skip a few steps, get them and your meat. So this is bear meat, and it's got kind of that red tinge to it. And then this is cougar meat, and it's got kind of that golden yellow tinge to it. My family, they say bear tastes like pot roast, and cougar tastes like beef pot roast, and then cougar tastes like pork. And there's no more convenient way to keep it, in the pantry, not even taking up freezer space. So I can't advocate for it enough. It's a wonderful way to eat a predator. Chad, Todd, Josh, thank you guys.
So what stuck out to you, Chad, about Ray?
For me, obviously, Ray is a person who gets after it with education, right? He wants to be that expert of his craft. You can see it as he spoke to all his preparing and learning and getting through just like the education piece throughout the hunting season. It almost sounded as if he was progressing in his knowledge of the sport. And like his contribution to the Coyote Derby, like growing something for conservation as well as like something that's growing a community, and even just taking the education to other people of what the impact of these predators are. It was kind of some huge things for me, from my perspective, for Ray.
Todd, how about you?
Yeah, kind of to piggyback on that, what really stuck out to me with his, conservation efforts with it, and recognizing the fact of how important predator hunting is, and his desire, I think, to get that out to others, especially non-hunters. That's what really stuck out to me is, his outreach to those non-hunters.
First thing was between the application and talking to him was kind of a sense of humbleness, right? Like, he's not the guy that brags and boasts that he has all the answers, but he will put in the time and effort to go find those answers. I mean, we all know the internet's 50% good and 50% bad information, but I think he's the type of person that will try to read through that and decipher like what's actually beneficial based off of like multiple facets of learning. You have to know garbage in is garbage out. And I think that Ray totally gets that and understands it, and he's willing to put forth the time and effort and push that to other people as well.
Other thing that stood out to me about Ray was how he identified kind of one of his shortcomings, like with the preparedness with his long range shooting for those bears, right? What I thought was,
Yeah.
kind of good and bad, really. Like it's a kind of the cornerstone of being prepared for all the other work you're putting in to it. But I did love that he called it out, identified it, and even basically rectified it by taking that course he mentioned.
So Chad, you got introduced to Joshua Katanik from Idaho. What are some of the things that stuck out to you about his application and his interview as a finalist?
Yeah, really, for me, some of the big things that stood out was, obviously the success with wolf and bear in the same year. That's huge. Those are some big accomplishments. But even just kind of how he spoke to his level of preparedness, right? Like having the gear he needs ready, his ear protection ready to be able to make those quick opportunities successes.
Sometimes on wolves, it's like 30 seconds. That's about all you have is 30 seconds to be able to get behind the rifle, get it in the scope, and make a good shot, or just have to wait and miss an opportunity.
Todd, what are some of the things that stuck out to you?
Yeah, I think there was two things. One is just how he prepared and how important that was to him. I love his passion about helping new hunters and working with new hunters and being open. I mean, you always talk to guys, and the first thing you hear is, "Well, I'm not, I shot mine in the woods," right? They never talk about their spots or what they keys to their success or their failures or whatever. Nobody wants to talk about their failures either, right? So just his openness when he's working with new hunters, I think, is really key, and his humbleness there too, I think, is very important in reaching out to new hunters. So
yeah, I agree with that, Todd. The openness of sharing is huge, and he even kind of spoke to how he was able to leverage that for himself to like help him target his areas different, right? Like, which if you think about it, not only is he helping others, he's using that to his advantage.
What stuck out to you about Joshua other than his name?
I mean, the dude was genuine. I mean, there's no other word for it. I've never met the dude, but I'd be willing to share a bear camp with him right now.
He's about to have a baby, and he's like, this next year will not be the same as what I was able to do the year before. And it's like, well, good for you that you're keeping your priorities straight and you're going to prioritize your wife and family. But I also know, like he had a heck of a year because that dude is like crushing mountains, getting deep, going back into places where cougars and wolves and other stuff are. And those things are not right next to the road typically. So,
well, and the fact that what did he say, his brother-in-law came down from Alaska?
Yeah.
If you could make an Alaska guy cringe for the hole you shot something in, that's pretty impressive. So I'm just saying, I've been to Alaska twice, and I'm like, oh, I'm out of my league.
All right, now is the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's find out who the winner of the 2023-24 Apex Predator League is. To do that, I have invited a special guest that I want to introduce you to right now.
Hey, Lucas Paw here, and on behalf of Hogue Hunting, we are excited to be here and a part of the HuntLeague community. You will see Hogue Hunting knives inside the Apex Predator and Sweet September leagues this year, or you can find more information about us at hoguehunting.com. It's my privilege to get to announce the winner of the 2023-24 Apex Predator League and add a little something special to the prize package. So congratulations, Joshua Katanik from Idaho. You are the 2023-24 Apex Predator. Thanks for sharing your story with us, and congratulations on your spring bear and wolf. Now I'm going to put you to the test and force you to make a tough decision. As the winner of the Apex Predator League, you will get your choice at either our Extract fixed blade or our X-Bell replaceable blade scalpel. Both are incredible tools, serve completely different purposes, but you're going to love either knife that you pick. So be sure to check them out and let us know which one you decide on. Once again, congratulations, Josh, on an epic season, and also congratulations to you and your wife on your upcoming baby, and good luck as you get into your next adventure.
Hey, Josh, congratulations on your 23-24 predator hunting season. We're excited to have you as a winner, and we can't wait to get that Stag Arms Pursuit rifle in your hands.
Congrats, Josh, on being the 23-24 Apex Predator champion. Really excited to see what you do this next coming year. Keep doing what you're doing, and can't wait to get that Alps Outdoors Enforcer pack on you.
All right, well, congratulations, Josh, on your win. You will receive one of our Arkin Zulus day-night vision scopes, which we hope you have a ton of fun with. But in the same regards, Ray, we don't want you to walk away empty-handed, and give you one of our EPL 4s in your choice of 4-16 or 6-24 power scopes, so that you can continue to help influence the people around you and help bring new people into the sport.
Well, that's it, my friends. Congratulations, Joshua Katanik, on being the 2023-24 Apex Predator League champion. So proud of you. What an incredible season you had. One that would be incredibly difficult to duplicate. But thank you for sharing your stories with the HuntLeague community, for spending time to fill out the applications and to meet with our judges panel. They have selected you the winner and the ambassador, the representative of what it means to be an apex predator. Congratulations, Josh. We've got a little bit of bonus content for you right here, just talking about the Arkin Zulus scope. So if you want to stick around, watch that. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I'd love to have you subscribe to this YouTube channel, as well as download the HuntLeague app. I don't know what you're waiting for. Download the HuntLeague app. Join, create your account. It's free to join, free to create. Jump into some of our leagues. We'd love to see you in our Outdoorsman of the Year, our Western Hunter, our Apex Predator, our Wild Food. I mean, just this next month, we're going to be ending the Wild Food League, the Spring Turkey League, as well as, I know one other league. Oh, the Western Hunter, one of my favorite leagues of all. So we'll be ending that at the end of May. The new season will start June 1st. So get started with the HuntLeague app today. All right, Josh, the winner is going to get one of these bad boys. Tell us a little bit about this Arkin Zulus, because this is a new product from Arkin.
So it's a 5-20 digital Starlight Systems day/night scope. So there's multiple settings of day, multiple settings of night. It's got built-in infrared laser. It also has 5 reticles, 5 different color options for the reticles. It's got a record feature. Plus, it's also got an automatic record from recoil pulse, 6 seconds before recoil, 6 seconds after recoil. Yeah. For those that want to be able to get into the world of night vision, it's almost impossible to do for under $1,000. And both models we have are under $1,000.
On your website, I've seen multiple times now where you've had a 25% off sale plus free shipping and things like that, where I'm like, how do you guys make such an incredible optic at that price? But I cannot wait. We have several HuntLeague members that already have their hands on it. Pete Mosby has one. Wally and I have shot with it. I've got several units now. I think I bought 4 of them. Gave 2, one to my brother, one to my dad. I have 2 at the house for me and the boys. They are the dadgum coolest things for recording a hunt, taking to the range. There is not an easier optic on the planet to zero. I did the whole process for my phone. You'll have to watch that YouTube video. I mean,
I
insane.
did watch your one shot zero, And you were like, "Are you kidding me? It's that easy?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is."
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
experienced anything like that in my life. And we instantly took it from a one-shot zero on paper at 50 out to steel at 300. And I mean, we were pinging steel repeatedly. And I'm like, this is unbelievable. So I cannot wait for the winner of the Apex Predator League to get their hands on a brand new Stag Arms pursuit rifle mounted up with one of these Zulu scopes from Arkin. I mean, that's going to be an absolute incredible combination.